Hey everyone, I'm so thrilled to be with my good friend and coach, Kim Johnson. She's an executive mindset coach. I'm so excited to have you, Kim.
I know.
Now listen, Kim came all the way out from Charleston, South Carolina. Did I say that right?
You did.
Yes. So she's going to work with us and some of our team on some executive coaching. But really, Kim, I hate to use the cliche term mindset, but really, isn't it all about mindset, honestly?
It's everything. It's not a thing, it's everything.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, that's what it comes down to.
Okay, so explain to us, mindset's become kind of a new buzzword, but I'm not sure people really understand how important that is, not only, personally, but professionally. Listen, Dylan and I are a real estate team. You know that, my son. We want to do our best, but it's not just about making money. Of course, we work for a living, but we want to really change people's lives for the better, build generational wealth, etc. So I hate to say the commoner, tell us little people what really is, or what is the importance of mindset and how it affects us.
So I think it's the best way to explain it is that everyone has belief systems and emotions that run everything.
Right.
And if they're off, even a little tiny bit, that your trajectory starts to go off. So everything that you do starts off, like think about it in your morning. If you get out of bed and the first thing you do is stub your toe or have a bad thing and you're like, oh, what a bad start to the day.
That's so
that
true.
sets the tone for the whole day. So you've already got your mind made up, your mindset is made up that you're going to have a crappy day, and then that leads you everywhere else you go.
Okay, so how do you shift that?
You make a decision that it was just a moment you stubbed your toe. It's not the end of the world. It's just a moment. That was one moment of the day. It's not the whole day. It's just a moment of the day.
Okay, so I have to tell you, my friends, when my dad, who was my real estate partner, passed away about 10 years ago, I was devastated. He was a business partner, a good friend, my dad, obviously. And I consulted Kim for coaching. And I'll never forget, Kim, when you said to me, okay, Jules, we have to get you out of the basement before you think you're going to take your business to the next level. And I was like, what are you talking about? Tell people what you were talking about, because that was so pivotal for me.
So way back when we had that conversation, one of the biggest things was she was just in a state of sadness.
Yeah.
She was just at a loss. She felt overwhelmed with sadness, yet she had 2 kids and she had a husband and a business and she had to keep moving forward and moving forward.
Right.
And we all have these situations. Like that's just a fact. We all have situations that show up. But regardless of the situation, that emotion was what was driving her. So that comes back to my theory of your emotions are like a cast of characters on a bus in your head. And who's ever driving your bus is going to give you that kind of a ride. So for her, sadness was driving, so everything was sad. She could cry at the drop of a hat.
Right.
She could smile and cry because sadness was driving. So it really made it hard for her. So we had to get her back to a place of happiness and joy. Even though she felt sad, sadness couldn't be the primary driver.
Well, and what I learned from you too, I always think that I can separate personal from business, like put them in 2 camps and I'm good to go. But you can't do that.
No.
So if we, once again, Dylan and I are a team, we want to be our best at our business. We want to increase our business because the more profitable we are, the more we can help others, right?
Yes.
That's one of our goals. So how do you work on personal first and then excel at business when you're just too dang busy? What do you do, Kim?
Well, you can't separate yourself. See, everybody loves to think that they can compartmentalize.
That's it. Oh
But
my God, I'm
it's
terrible and good at that.
It's not. You really, can you? A little bit. But the truth is you take yourself wherever you go. So I love to use, you've heard me do this before, I love to talk about saying, well, it's like having a dirty diaper. Like you walk around, everyone knows you've got a dirty diaper on. So you have to know that that's something that's a part of it. So if you don't stop and figure out what parts of me are going to be going everywhere today, then you're going to show up in ways that you don't like. You're going to have experiences that you don't like. You're going to have these moments that just show up that are overwhelming based on the wrong things.
Okay, well, I saw a movie once called The Boys in the Boat. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And I remember the coxswain.
I saw that because you told me to see
Yes,
it.
it was. Wasn't it so good?
So good.
So the coxswain obviously tells the people rowing what to do. And I thought, you know what? We all need a good coxswain. So is the coxswain kind of our mindset? Do you know what I mean?
Completely. But if you go back to that, if you haven't seen the movie, see the movie. It's a great, great movie. But it's based around the fact that you can also feel that when you have that momentum, that mindset creates the momentum.
Yeah, okay,
so
right.
if your momentum is going downhill in the day right from the start, your whole day is going to be on that trajectory. And so if you're, and you can see it in that movie where
Yes.
once they get excited, no
Yes.
one's going to take them down.
No one's gonna take them down.
They're unbeatable because that momentum is
Right.
leading them in that direction.
Right.
But momentum is an energy that's emotionally driven.
Yeah, right.
And that's what happens. We see it through sports all the time. Like you can see, there's a theory. I love to talk about this because I'm not a football person, but my husband is, and he'll talk about there are coaches that play to win the game, and there are coaches that play not to lose the game. And so there are sometimes they'll get to a certain point where they've got a decent lead, and then the coach will take his foot off the gas and he'll say, "We're just not going to lose our lead. We're just going to keep our lead."
Oh God, that's
and
not good.
and he'll sit there and he'll say, "He just made a decision to play not to lose."
Oh, wild.
And so
I've
it
never
changes.
heard
It
that.
changes everything.
Oh, interesting.
So they become cautionary. A different emotion starts
Oh,
driving,
interesting.
and they start playing from fear.
Oh my
Instead of
gosh.
I don't want to lose something, desperation's driving, and now all of a sudden that's what's predicating your experience.
Oh wow.
So it's the same thing with mindset. When you get in that momentum, we all use these little terms all the time, like, "Oh, I'm in the flow. It's all going well.
Right.
Everything's clicking," and we
Right.
know it. We've got the energetic
can
momentum.
feel
We're
it.
moving. We're
Yep.
moving. We're moving. And then we've all had the other side. Well, when it rains, it pours.
That's so
you know, it's terrible. What's going to happen tomorrow? And
Mm-hmm.
then, and we're willing to take all of that and keep letting it stay with us. And even when we have great things that are going great, we're like, "Well, I hope it continues."
That's
It's
true.
Like, what?
When's the
what?
shoe
What are
gonna
you
drop?
doing?
When's the shoe gonna
yeah,
drop?
things are too good right now. Something's got to go wrong. And that's all mindset.
Yeah.
And that's why this is the key. This
Oh,
is
wow.
nothing is more important than that.
Wow. Well, Kim, I know you came out California specifically to give my team and I a refresh, right? So you came out about 5 years ago when I was contracting with a company. There was about 100 employees. And so not only does Kim do personal coaching, thankfully for me and those I work with, but you also do the coaching for where you come in and turn the business around with the employees. Tell us about that.
So I don't come in and do this, the numbers game.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not the
meant the
numbers
emotions.
person.
Yeah.
It's all about the emotions because it's very hard for some people who are in leadership positions to fathom the fact that their people are not telling them the truth.
Oh,
Like they
right.
say, "Well, I asked them if they're okay," and then they say they're okay, so I believe them. They're not telling the truth.
Right.
They're not going to risk being fired or manipulated in a certain way or put to the side. So they just don't tell you. But when you come in and you understand where people are emotionally, you can understand why the company isn't succeeding.
Yeah, because I remember she turned around her whole sales team. But I think the pivotal thing of why that worked, at least my opinion, Kim, is like you say, each of the employees came to you and they felt safe.
Yeah.
They could, and then you could work on their mindset, and collectively, I'm not kidding you, that changed the whole entire sales team.
Yeah, it's really fascinating because my team and I can go in and we can do one-on-one sessions and it's completely safe and we tell them, "We're not telling anybody what you say, we're just reporting trends." So we can say,
Oh,
"Oh,
report-
20% of your people say this and
Oh,
30%
okay.
of your people
I was
are
wondering how
this."
you did that.
Yeah, because we don't want to rat
Well, of
anybody
course.
out because
No,
it's
they have
it's
to feel
private.
yeah.
But they have to feel safe to say what they need to say, and we have to know what the truth is in order to help them.
Right.
So if you, it doesn't matter. People will say, "Well, we're getting new software, and that's going to help." Okay, great. But if your team doesn't believe that you're ever on their side, or they're gonna,
Right.
you're gonna do the greater good, or you're not going to push them. Yeah, so we've got software, so they can just give us more stuff to do. You know,
Right.
they don't think of it in the right manner. It's a successful strategy for failure. If you
Yeah.
don't address the underlying conditions, so it's kind of like soil. I love to equate my farm because I live on a farm and I coach from the farm. And I love to use things like that to teach people how you have different types of soil. And you can put something in a type of soil.
Right.
And same quality seeds, like high quality seeds could go in dirt, like yard dirt,
Right.
and grow like crazy. Put them in sand and they'll never grow.
Oh,
So that's the same thing
interesting.
as
That's a good
give
analogy.
give them all the tools in the world, but if it's in the wrong mindset, which is representative of the soil, it'll never work.
Well, you talk about software, so I don't care what the heck tools I have to use. If it's not going on up here, I'm in trouble, right? So that's why I love Kim. She understands the emotions, the mindset, what's going on with our emotions. You wrote that book, Who's Driving Your Bus. That is the best thing ever. Oftentimes I think, oh my God, the wrong person's driving. Get the hell out of that seat. I'm getting in.
Yeah.
No, but you
I
have.
still do that to myself.
Well, that's still on Amazon, right? Your
Yeah,
book?
uh-huh.
Yeah, Who's Driving Your Bus?
Yes,
That's
it
the
is.
best book ever, and it's like a short read, it's a quick read. But you know what? It's filled with these, oh, I can do that moments.
Yes.
That's easy.
It's
So that's
supposed
one
to
thing
be.
I love about Kim. She's Well, you also trained and worked with Tony Robbins for, I mean, most everyone knows Tony.
17 years.
17 years she worked. In fact, you probably taught Tony Robbins a thing or two, I'm guessing.
I don't know about that.
No, but for those of you who don't know Kim Johnson, her resume is from here to Texas, or in your case, here to South Carolina. And what does that mean? That means she's a constant learner. You're always reading, Kim. You're always learning. Jules, do you know about this latest this latest that? I was like, holy cow. But I love having a coach that reads and learns everything. So honestly, I don't have to. And then you just tell me what applies to me. No, seriously, Kim, I'm a full-time realtor. I don't have time to read all this nonsense.
Yeah.
But with you, you can tell me. And I've never heard Kim tell me something I didn't need to know for me emotionally and
Thank
professionally. So that's the best. So I highly recommend, Kim, whether you're looking for, I hate to use the word personal coach because you're way more than that. I think you're a partner in life to get people where they want to be, relationships. I just referred to a client. She has nothing, she doesn't even have a job, but you're helping her so much and get the best place she wants to be emotionally. But also, like the company I used to work with, Kim is fantastic at working with teams because you know what, Kim, you make people feel safe. Another thing I love about Kim, she's not afraid to say what's gone on in your life either.
No,
you know
not
what
at
I
all.
mean?
Not
You're
at all.
I mean,
oh no, well, my son's at a camp right now, and like I'm totally stressed about that. I didn't hear from him for 24 hours, and I had to manage myself, my own mindset, and I have my own coach because I believe in it so much.
Right.
That's what works.
So how do people get a hold of you, Kim?
Right off the website, mindsetwithkim.com. Everything is on there. You can call, speak to somebody, and we can get in touch. And you can watch the YouTube channel. It's Mindset with Kim on YouTube as well. And you can search me out on Instagram.
And she's a great person in and out. It'll be a life changer. So give Kim a call.